If you're like most teachers, you might be asking yourself how effectively you can individualize instruction in your ever-growing and diverse classroom. Students come to you with different skill levels and experience, and it's your job to diagnose and instruct what each individual student needs. Hello, my name is Chanel, and in this presentation, I'm going to introduce you to some diagnostic reading assessments. Along with that, we're going to discuss how to implement a reflective and effective assessment cycle. Let's start by discussing the function of reading assessments. These functions include screening assessments, diagnostic assessments, progress monitor assessments, and outcome assessments. Reading assessments can be used for different occasions depending on the data you'd like to collect and what you'd like to do in response to that data. The purpose of the screening assessment is to identify students at risk for reading difficulty and may need some additional support. The administration of these assessments are to students that appear to struggle at the beginning of the school year or semester. Some possible screening assessments include the Core Phonics Survey, the Test of Word Reading Efficiency, also known as the TOWRE, and the Dynamic Indicators of Basic Early Literacy Skills, also known as the DIBELS. The purpose of diagnostic assessments are to pinpoint a student's specific area of weakness and to provide in-depth information about student skills and instructional needs. They are administered after screening measures to reveal reading deficits or if a student is not making adequate progress in reading instruction. Some diagnostic assessments include the Core Phonics Survey, Words Their Way Spelling Assessment, grade level fluency measures, and really any test that tests early literacy. The purpose of progress monitoring is to determine whether or not students are making progress or if instruction needs to be adjusted. Students reading at grade level need to be assessed 3 times a year. Students reading below grade level should be assessed 2 times a month, and students reading significantly below grade level should be assessed weekly. Possible tools for progress monitoring include any TEL or Test of Early Literacy measure for students that need support in that area, any DIBELS reading passages, or any leveled passages at students' instructional level where intensive monitoring is needed. Outcome assessments provide a bottom-line evaluation of the overall effectiveness of a reading program and are administered to all students at the end of a semester or school year. Possible outcome assessments include DIBELS, core multiple measures, graded level fluency measure, and district assessments. The IDEC assessment cycle begins with collecting data, followed by analyzing the data, making instructional decisions, planning, the delivery of the instruction, progress monitoring, and reflecting on overall instructional effectiveness. This cycle allows for reflective and thoughtful teaching and shows that we can always take into account assessment data to improve our instructional methods. One multifunctional assessment tool is the Core Assessing Reading Multiple Measures. In it, you can utilize the Core Phonics Survey, the Graded High-Frequency Word Survey, the Phoneme Deletion and Segmentation Surveys, along with the San Diego Quick Assessment of Reading Ability. Another handy assessment tool is the Words Their Way Spelling Inventory. It can be administered to the whole group at once. This assessment assesses a student's ability to encode and as well as checks for misconceptions in word patterns. The DIBELS test of early literacy must be administered individually. It includes the letter name fluency, the letter sound fluency, the nonsense word fluency, phonemic segmentation, and the oral reading fluency test. These tests can be used in the place of the Core Phonics Survey. As we consider all of the tools that we can use to deliver data-driven instruction, we need to also consider the timing. As we think about assessment cycles and data reflection, we need to realize that some assessments need to be given at the beginning and at the end of each instructional cycle. Those assessments include the Core Phonics Survey, DIBELS, Words Their Way Spelling Inventory, San Diego Quick, and some grade level fluency measure. Assessments that can be given weekly or bi-weekly as a form of progress monitoring include nonsense word fluency, a segmenting measure, and any fluency measure of your choice. Thank you for participating in this brief introduction to data analysis and assessment. To complete this module, please complete the assessment and reflection on the Schoology page. Once those are complete, you will receive credit for completing this portion of the course.